Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Photo Department. No coffee. It's too late. I just got back from work. This is Reed's Extra Ginger Brew. Super good. This episode is really exciting because it's the first in a series of episodes that I'm doing in collaboration with Glass Key Photo in San Francisco about cool film cameras. And these are cameras that I wouldn't have access to normally because of their rarity or their price range, or just because I've never heard of them before. Glass Key Photo is providing these cameras for me so that I can make reviews for you guys, which is really awesome. If you're in the San Francisco Bay Area, or even not in the Bay Area, Glass Key Photo is pretty much the coolest place to go for rare, cool, expensive, not expensive cameras, film, photography equipment. They specialize specifically in film photography, so they are pretty much experts. Matt and Gordon are awesome. I buy all my film there, so check them out, glasskeyphoto.com. So let's get right to it. This first episode is cool too because this is a camera that I have zero experience with, and the first time I ever saw one in person was when I went to pick this camera up from the store and take it out to shoot my first roll of film. It is the Contax TVSiii. So we all know about the Contax T2 and the T3. Those cameras are legendary for a good reason. They're probably the best point and shoot cameras ever made. So the TVSiii was something that I never heard of because it's kind of like the bigger brother, or I guess the younger cousin, or maybe the step sister. It's in the same line as the other T cameras, like the T2 and the T3, but this camera is unique in that it is zoom, and it also has a little fold down drawbridge lens cover that folds down when you turn the camera on. It's really neat, super futuristic, and like the craziest conversation starter. Every single person that saw me with it, even if I wasn't taking a picture of them, they had to comment on it, and they'd come up to me and say, hey, that camera's crazy, where'd you get that? Some things I liked about the camera: it was a really good size. It wasn't too small. It fit my hands pretty good, and it was also very pocketable, so that was really interesting. It's nice having a camera that you can keep in your pocket and go everywhere with you. It runs on one battery. It's the 123 or the C2. I don't remember what this cell is called. It's a 3-volt thing, the same one the Pentax 6.7 uses, I believe. It has a built-in flash, and it's a really good flash. It works really well. Lens is sharp, very sharp, super nice. Sharper than you need, for sure. The camera's pretty quiet. That's really cool. I really liked the zoom capability. It was really useful, and I thought the range that it had was pretty useful as well. 35 to 70, I believe. 35 to 70, I think, is the range. I forgot. The TVS3 has this really cool aperture system where you can choose the aperture you want to shoot at via these two little buttons on the front underneath the drawbridge, and there's a LED display on the cover that shows you what aperture you're selecting, or you can just leave it on program mode and it'll choose the aperture for you. To be honest, I thought I would use this a lot more, but I just left it on program mode most of the time and let the camera decide what you were shooting. Some things that I didn't like: I thought that the cover that opens up when you open the camera is a little slow, and also it seems like it would be pretty vulnerable to being hit. I haven't seen this camera that much, so I don't know if there's a lot of instances of broken TVS3s out there who got smacked on the little cover and the cover came off and then you're kind of screwed. But it seems like a weakness in the design, even though it is really cool and it keeps the lens protected. I'm a little up in the air about that. I think it looks really rad, so I don't know. I guess I could take it or leave it. Only other thing I don't like about this camera is the price. It's pretty pricey. They used to go for around $300, but now I think this one is selling for around $600, which is a lot for a point and shoot camera. Given if your style of photography really lends itself to point and shoot cameras, and that's really what you're using all the time, it's not really out of the question for you to spend that kind of money on a camera. It's not that bad. It's a lot better than the T2 and the T3, both of which are $1,000 and more depending on the condition and where you buy them. There are a bunch of websites and articles online that compare the features of the T2, the T3, and the TVS3, as well as the other TVS models. So I'm not going to get too technical on you. I'm just going to say I really liked shooting with this camera. It was very fun. I will say that the first roll that I shot came out underexposed. I'm not exactly sure why that happened. I was shooting most of that roll in P mode. I wasn't choosing the aperture, so the camera was doing all the work. Both rolls of film that I shot through this camera were Fuji C200, so maybe, I don't know, maybe something happened when I was shooting it and I wasn't paying attention, and maybe I had the exposure compensation dial set to something else. I didn't pay attention. Either way, even though some of the pictures were underexposed, I was able to salvage most of them, and they are still pretty good. You'll notice that all the pictures are very sharp and have really great color rendition. So without too much more blabbing, I'm just going to show you these photos. Thank you guys for checking out this video. If you want to see more of this series, make sure you subscribe. Go ahead and check out Glasskey Photo. They have a website, glasskeyphoto.com, and they also are on Instagram at glasskeyphoto. If you have any questions or comments, or you want to yell at me, or you want to talk about your favorite Contax point and shoot, or your favorite point and shoot that's not made by Contax, leave me a comment. You can send me an email or DM me on Instagram at Christopher Sturm on Instagram. I also have a Twitter account now for the photo department. It's the photo department with an underscore at the end. Thanks again for watching, and make sure to keep an eye out for the next episode where I'll talk about another film camera from Glasskey Photo. Thanks guys, see you later.